Kathy Eldon for the Huffington Post, Caught in the Act. And today I'm caught with a wonderful new friend, Natalie Pace. Natalie, I'd love to hear what you're up to. You've brought this amazing book to us. Please tell us, why should I care about this book?
The ABCs of money is probably one of the most important things we can do for ourselves, because so many people are struggling today and they don't realize that while they're struggling, a lot of times what they're doing is filling holes or making everybody else rich. And if you just know some of the basics about how to thrive instead of feeling buried alive in bills and struggling to survive all the time, your entire life can transform. So it's not necessarily about how much money you can bring in, and that's what a lot of people think, oh, if I just earn more, all of a sudden my life is going to shift. You know that from the stories you've told me about your wonderful son. I know that from my own life and my son as well. So as I tell people, 14 years ago I was a struggling single mom. My home was underwater, and I come from one of the poorest towns in America. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. I lived the answer, and then I wrote the book. And it's very different from all of the prevailing wisdom out there.
Can you give us some ways that this is different, or some tips perhaps that we could share?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Thrive budget is one of the tips, and it's based on the idea that if you limit your basic needs to 50%, you have 50% to thrive. So a lot of people say there's no way I could possibly do that, but in fact there are many ways you can possibly do that. And a lot of the things that you're shifting out of survival are actually to stop making everybody else rich. So let me give you one example. If you pay yourself first in a tax-protected account, that's money you would have paid the tax man. So you take it, you thrive, and that money becomes part of beautifying your own assets. And also you can compound your gains. So if you were just doing 10%, you'd have more money than you earn within 7 years. Your money makes more than you do within 25 years. And it's really the only way to get financially free. And by the way, also another tip, which I think is really important. So a lot of people owe money. We have over 11 trillion in consumer debt right now. And they're tapping that nest egg to pay other people off with their debt. But in fact, you should never do that, because that's your money to keep forever. And I guarantee you, the bank is not going to take up a collection to protect you in your retirement. So you better cover your own assets first.
I love the concept of thrive, and I think there are so many people out there who don't feel they're thriving at all now.
No.
But you feel it is possible.
I know it's possible. I don't even feel it's possible. I know it's possible. And I also know that once we take back our power, and once we do start thriving, and once we get the ABCs of money that we all should have received in high school, the whole world will transform, because not only can we start shifting our own lives, but we can start shifting all of what I call the shadow money. So everybody's checking off the boxes on their 401ks or giving other people their money to manage, and what we don't realize is we might be green and sustainable. We might like Whole Foods better than GMO-based organizations. But if our money's profiting there, are we really putting our money where our heart is? Or are we actually part of the status quo? And that's what I want to shift to. But the first thing is, let's get ourselves thriving, and then let's save the planet.
I like this idea. We have a lot of creative activists who are trying to do projects that they think will better the world, that we think will better the world. And often money is the key to everything. And often we haven't got a clue how to raise it, earn it, save it, or thrive on it. So I'm really, really grateful. ABCs of Money, Natalie Pace. How do we get hold of this book?
So nataliepace.com is a big book cover right there, and you can click to purchase it. It's that easy, nataliepace.com.
And Kindle?
Yeah, the Kindle edition is still free. It's been #1 intro to investing since Easter, and we promised we'd keep it free as long as you kept us #1. So if you need it, get the Kindle edition for free.
But if you can pay $15, you don't do the Kindle version, okay? You buy
You help us spread the word by keeping us thriving as well.
Absolutely. So nataliepace.com.
Yes.
And creativevisions.org. We're here at the Dan Eldon Center for Creative Activism, and thank you so much, Natalie. We really, I'm going to start reading this tonight, and hopefully we'll be thriving by morning. Thank you.
It's that fast.
So good.
Thank you.